So you must be wondering, what's happening? Well, don't worry about it. You're here for another story, aren't ya? After one like from my previous video, I might as well tell my first year crush. And hey guys, it's me, Lamkana here live once again. Welcome to another video of mine. And I just want to say before I start, RIP to all the opportunities that we have missed because we were shy or we had low self-esteem. And unfortunately, my low self-esteem and my shyness got in the way of really engaging and befriending this person. It all started my first year university. I was living in a residence at that time. Fortunately, I was living in the armpits of that university in terms of the residency. Regardless, it was one of the biggest on campus, and I happened to live in this tower, this cluster tower, in which all these students had similar majors or something related to it. Every week or so, we would meet in these hallways, and just to really have a sense of community. And our RA at that time would just essentially devise activities for us to do together, as well as engage in what we have learned, as well as what we have been experiencing in university, and essentially just building a rapport of building relationships and positive vibes all around in this cluster tower, because it was co-ed, you know. There were many more girls than guys. I mean, we were all sharing the bathrooms essentially. Oh man, there was some girl stories, some girls stories in the bathrooms. Anyways, my roommate at the time, we were pretty chill. I got lucky with my roommate. We were living in a closet basically, but we got along pretty well. And my dorm room just happened to be really close to where we would meet up every single week. My first week being there, meeting everyone, you know, it was kind of funny. As an international person coming to Canada, I didn't suspect everyone to have similar names or essentially have the same name. And this one time, our first meeting everyone, I literally sat there. I was the only guy at that time. We were introducing ourselves all around, and these three girls right in front of me started saying their names. Well, I actually asked which each of them name was, and you know what they said? They said Brittany, and Brittany. Three girls side by side sitting right next to each other, right across from me, were all named Brittany. And I was laughing so hard in my head. I was like, really? Really? All these white girls named Brittany? Well, of course, I'm joking, but it was just really funny for that fact. But at least at this one moment, we were just essentially meeting everyone and waiting for everyone to come up the stairs or down the stairs just to meet at this table and meet the RA and everyone else. And this is one of the moments that I would like to describe to you, because I first saw this girl. As I turned my head, I saw these two girls walking down the stairs, and you just know that, okay, they are definitely living on top of the tower. These two girls were actually quite beautiful, I must say, but one of them caught my eye. And the reason is that one of them was walking in slow motion, at least in my perspective, in my eyes. I'm not sure what everyone else was thinking, but this one particular girl was so fine, so beautiful. She was just, every time I looked at her, she was just walking down the stairs in slow motion. And that's the first time I saw her. And then the first time I saw her, I was like, holy crap, I must know who this person is. Because something was off, something was different about her compared to all the other girls I was meeting around me. You know, they're all kind and stuff and obviously beautiful, but this person was different. She was not just beautiful, she was extra beautiful. And something was off about her. Like, I couldn't tell what was off about her. I can't tell what it is. I don't know what it was. And she glanced back at me when she was walking downstairs. I was like, oh my god, who are you? But yeah, that was the first instance I met this girl, and I never spoke to her since. All I knew at that time or that moment is her name, and that's all I got. As the days go by and the weeks go by, you know, I might have seen her here and there in classes, because I think we were all sort of taking like sociology or psychology or some business economics class or whatever. Essentially, I just casually see her around campus and all that. Nothing dramatic, you know, but the moments I see her are always times when I see her walking in slow motion. Everything she does, everything she did was in slow motion. And since I just had pizza, my organs are kind of hurting me right now. But yeah, let's just call this girl Organ. And the best way to describe her to you really is, I'm going to try my best to describe this person, because she was one of the most beautiful girls I met in my life thus far. She had brunette hair and some form of creamy rose combination of olive complexion. It's really weird. Like I told you before, there was something off about her. I'm not sure if it was her ethnicity or her unique features, but man, it caught my attention, and I'll get back to what was off later in the video. But anyway, she had green eyes and brown bright hair, and she just had overall nice features. Again, if you may let me use celebrities or actresses to describe her at this time. Although these actresses don't really have her same complexion or features, they're pretty close in my opinion. So if we were to take a splash of Jenna into the mix, then a splash of Ana de Armas, and then mix that with Megan Fox in the mix, and then you put Chemical X with Ryan Whitney, and all those combinations together, you basically got something like her. She was that good looking, and I knew something was up. I thought her vibe was just so weird. All she was doing every time I looked at her was in slow motion, and I think the way she glanced at me, I knew she was like a vampire, let's say. All right, like she had no right looking this good and doing things in slow motion in front of my eyes. There's another instance where for some reason the way our residence was designed, there's this long hallways and this massive window of light. You can just see the rays of light that's coming through. And anytime someone just walks down the hallway, it really makes them look 10 times more beautiful than they are without the lighting. And this girl, she would just walk down this hallway. I would just stop, take a turn. I just see her walking in slow motion. And what may have been like 3 seconds, I say, lasted at least like, I don't know, 30 seconds for me. And I was like, oh my god, my jaw was just dropping. I was just staring at her, puzzled, like, who are you? Who are you? And at this point, it's been like weeks, right? All I know is her name. I never had like one-on-one conversation with her. Yes, we have done activities together in a sense. Sometimes she doesn't show up, sometimes she doesn't. Most of the time she never showed up to the meetings, so like I never really had that engagement with her. And the times that I have seen her, I wish I could have go up to her and say something, because every time I pass or walk by her, we just turn around, look back at each other for a brief minute, and turn back around and walk our way. And I wish I wasn't shy in those moments, because I wanted to say hi so bad and let her know who I am, and we could have been friends or something like that. I don't know. But what the strangest thing is, this girl was so fine that she always had a crowd behind her. Not only she had her, I presume it was her roommate at that time who was walking down the stairs with her. She was beautiful too, but not as beautiful as her. These two girls always had like a crowd behind them, and most of them were dudes. It was really weird. It was like 6-7 dudes walking behind them, and these two girls are just leading the front. Especially her. She was in the front. Just noticed that like all the dudes were just talking to each other, or at least talking at her for some reason. I'm not sure if she had a boyfriend at that time, but clearly she has some form of major confidence and just knows where to walk, knows how the university works and shit, because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. You know, I was just trying to go down to another section of the residence and play piano downstairs. But man, this girl could just walk and just not give a shit about anything. Like I said, every time you cross paths, I remember looking at each other for a brief minute, and in my mind, I'm like, why are you walking in slow motion? It's bothering me. And I know something was off about her. Like, it was so annoying. It was just super annoying not to say something to this person. And honestly, it looked like that one meme where she's like in the middle and you have all of these dudes just surrounding her. Like, that's how it really felt seeing her in public. It was really weird. I never saw this girl alone. It was super, super weird. Until one night actually. I was eating cereal and milk in my dorm, and I came out. There's a kitchen nearby, and I was about to walk there to do my dishes, right? Until I saw her there. At first, from a distance, I couldn't tell who it was. Until I got closer and closer. And then when she heard my footsteps or something, she turned around, and once again, she did it in slow motion, bro. Why is this person in slow motion? I was like, fuck me. This is her. My spine just shriveled together, bro. Like, my head just exploded. And you know what? I had to take deep breaths, get myself together, and you're just talking to a girl. That's it. Another human being. That's it. No one's gonna make you nervous like this, bro. No one should not make you this nervous. So you know what? I got myself together, just walked didn't give a fuck about shit. I just got right next to her. She made some room for me to come into the sink, and I was just right there and right next to her. And we were just doing dishes together. I was doing my dishes, she was doing her dishes. I offer her help. She was like, nah, I'm good. I just started, some form of conversation like, hey, how's your day going? What you did today? What you up to? I'm surprised you're still up. All that sort of like generic conversations. Slightly trying to get to know each other, break the wall per se. But it was like one of the rarest moments in my life. I saw this girl alone, and I had my opportunity to at least befriend this person right here and now. And that's what I did. At least I tried to, if I can recall properly.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Fine, thank you.
Oh my god!
I wish I were a bird.
なんであんた英語喋っとるん?
Hopefully I wasn't coming off as creepy as I present myself, but I really did try to just make conversation, and as soon as she opened her mouth, I fell in love. I was like, holy fuck, not only you look beautiful, but your voice is angelic as well. Like, what the fuck? She sounds like Megan Fox when she's not acting. Like, this is this interview where Megan Fox is talking, and she sort of sounds like that in a way, but not really. Like I said before, something was still strange about this person. Like, something was off. I couldn't put my thumb on it. Like, why is she so perfect? So that one night, we were just having a casual conversation. I think it lasted at least, 10 minutes or so. It might have felt longer because I was just in shock all the time. But like, I was just doing my dishes and she was doing hers, and she took some time. Given what I saw, she was taking her sweet ass time doing those fucking dishes. I know she had more than me, but man, she was going super slow. And I guess that was a sign for me to like, oh, hey, maybe stay here longer, make some conversation. It's just us two in the night. Maybe she wants to be alone or scared. I didn't know what she was thinking, so I don't want to like stay too long nor come off clearly and go off really shortly, you know what I mean? But yeah, that was one of the few instances I met her one-on-one, and I'm glad it happened. And ever since then, I would see her once again out in public. Boom. Every time I see her, it was slow motion, bro. She was legit a vampire of some sort. I never saw her on her bad day. Like I said, she always had a group behind her. It was really weird. I'm not sure what kind of cult she was part of or what she did to these people. It was really weird. Especially she had her roommate, which I guess was her best friend from high school, I presume. But man, they were inseparable. Like, she was cute, but like, she had a poker face that was so mean looking. I can't even look at her. But Oregon was amazingly beautiful, bro. Aches me till this day. Like, damn, I wish I introduced myself better. I wish we attended a class together or something. It's always the unexpected connections that we make that might not last, but they always just stay with us forever. And those are one of the few nights that I had a one-on-one conversation with her. But here is the anomaly about her. This is why I figured out what something was off. So I was on Tinder and Bumble at that time. Unfortunately, I got banned, but as I was swiping, saw her. And you know what I saw under her fucking description? You know what I saw under her description of her profile picture? It showed a Trinidadian flag, red, white, and black. I saw that shit under her profile picture, and your boy was so upset. I was like, rah. We could have connected way sooner if I just asked her where she was from or some shit. That question never came out of my mouth. We could have bonded over something because I didn't know she was Trinidadian, and that's what I knew. Like, wait a minute, that's why something was off. You look like a Trini or some sort of mixed ethnicity you are. I was like, oh shit. Don't get me wrong, she looks like a light-skinned white girl, all right? Like, she come off as that. But if you saw Oregon, something was off, all right? Every time I saw her, she was in slow motion. She had some weird ass features, but they were working. And she was nice, and she had a nice voice. Like, her voice was interesting. And I was like, wait a minute. She was Trinidadian this whole time, bruh. She was Trinidadian. And that's when I knew I was very sad. And I talked about this person to my friends a lot, actually, because I describe her as like a vampire in a tower. You know, she was living upstairs, I was living in the middle. She looked mean, but she wasn't. And every time she smiled, it was intoxicating. You would shiver, you feel tense, but like calm at the same time. I think it's like one of those vampire abilities where you could just hypnotize someone. And that's what she did to me. Hypnotized me with her beauty. I don't know. I fucked up. Not only I was trying to like swipe right, you know, of course I was swipe right on this girl. Like, yes, please match with me. But she never did. She never did. She never swiped back on me. And I was just so surprised. Like, yo, this girl is single and your boy could have done something. That still irks me till this day. Like this whole time, or I'm gonna presume this whole time, in first year, second year at least, she was single. And wow, like she had all these dudes behind her back, bruh, talking to her, talking at her. But like, none of them were dating her. They probably asked her out with some shit, but like, she literally had like 10 dudes behind her, bro. Everywhere she walks in public. And all I could have done is just walk up to her, hey, what's up? But again, I don't want to be that creepy dude that adds onto her like sort of toll or like on her annoyance list, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to be that guy. Every week or so, or twice a week, I would walk down the other side to play piano, like I said. For some reason, every time she would come from the other opposite direction, and every time we walk past each other, she turns, I turn, and we keep on walking. So I think she knew I was like a Trini this whole time. I think I did say that in the introduction, I was a Trini, but she never said anything. We could have bonded there or something, man. This is one of the regrets I not really regret. It was an experience, really. And it's one of the experiences I never thought I would have, seeing a woman that I barely talk to. But we have moments of interactions that we could have gotten closer somehow. Maybe I was creepy. I don't know. I wasn't good looking enough for her. Makes sense. But man, she was so nice. She was actually a nice person, given her mean girl phase. It was literally an episode of Mean Girls of these two attractive girls, and they're just walking down the hallway, and it literally felt like a high school situation. And she had a whole gang behind her, bro. Like, that's sort of intimidating. She was not associated with them sexually or personally, it seems like. I don't know, I'm just assuming, right? I didn't know the situation, because these dudes, I never recognized them before. I guess they're old high school mates or something like that. But they were not living in our tower, so the only people I knew was those two girls. And Oregon caught my attention. That was it. Point of life becomes an act of letting go. But always hurts the most is not taking a moment to say goodbye. And I wanted to say goodbye to her. But you know, a crush is only a crush. And you can only go so far with a crush.